Yes, good evening, all of you. So, today's topic or today's webinar's topic is on building habits. So, this is actually the third session that I'm taking for the day. So, we had two sessions earlier, and this is the third session that we are taking on building habits. So, first of all, I would like to thank all of you who are present at this session. So, this topic, building habits, I just want to just give you an introduction on what is a habit and what is the importance, right, of building habits and why I chose this particular topic. So, as all of you all know, we human beings are made up of habits. So we can, when we go into the bits of actions that we take, but we can just simply say we are repeatedly doing the same thing again and again every day. So what you did today will be continued for tomorrow. You'll 90% of things you'll be doing the same thing tomorrow. So it's almost like you copy today's activities and you go and paste it for tomorrow. So I'm going to explain you all today. It's just a 20 to 30 minute session where I'll be explaining you all what is a habit and what is the importance of a habit, building good habits, and how you build up a habit. Okay, it's just a small presentation. Let me share the screen. Okay, so hope everything is visible. All of you all are this screen is visible to all of you, right? So in this, we need to understand that this one is everything visible. Is visible for all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. It's just a small presentation where we will be explaining each and everything, and I request all of you. It's just no point of attending a webinar where you cannot do it in your practical life. So that is the reason we don't organize 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour sessions. It's just only 20 minutes where you can get the idea and apply it practically. So we will be continuing these webinars every week. Right, every week there'll be 2 sessions for the week, so you can join any session as per your convenience. So here, how to build better habits. The first one is pick only one habit to start. So let me explain you what a habit is. A habit is something, it's an action. It's an action repeatedly done throughout a consistent period of time. So when you take a particular action and you continuously do it, right? You continuously do it for a consistent, for a minimum, for example, we can say, as per the researchers, they have mentioned an action to convert to a habit. An action to convert to a habit, it takes minimum of 66 days. 66 consistent days. So you take one action in your life, and for example, just think that you wake up every day in the morning at 4 a.m. Okay, we'll take that as an example. You wake up every day at 4 a.m. consistently for 66 days. So what happens is gradually this action becomes a habit. So after 66 days, without your knowledge, you wake up. So for the first 66 days, what you did was you set your alarm, right? You wake up every day at 4 a.m. But after 66 days, what happens is you gradually it becomes a habit where you don't need to change it. You don't need to set an alarm. You automatically can wake up. Okay, so let me explain these 9 points where it becomes a challenge when you always want to develop habits. So always remember, successful people are built by successful habits. So success is not a luck which can be developed overnight. It's a person who wants to become successful always should have the willpower to build better habits in order to succeed in his or her life. Okay, the first point, let me consider the first point. Pick only one habit to start. Many of us, right, what they do, they always try to develop a lot of habits overnight, which is not at all possible, right? They build a habit, they make an entire checklist. Okay, I'm going to build up all these habits and I'm going to implement all these things overnight. which is not going to happen. If you really want to build up a habit, take one action at a time. You can take one action for a day. Okay, for example, you see, today I'm going to sleep at 10 p.m. I'm going to sleep at 11 p.m. You can, if you want to build up as a habit, right? You have to start it with one habit a day, one action a day. Okay, you take, I'm going to sleep at 10 p.m. tonight, right? So you start up immediately today. You go at 10 p.m. No matter what work you have, just keep it aside. Go to bed at 10 p.m. So in that way, consistently, you do it for minimum 66 days. That is almost 2 months, right? The result would be from the third month onwards, you will be able, automatically your body develops and it gives you a particular signal at 10 p.m. that you need to go and sleep. Okay. So the first thing that you can, in order to develop a habit, the first action that you can take is pick one habit to start. Don't have a checklist of habits that you are going to implement immediately. That is the first step. The second is start with one that feels, doable, right? That you can do. Don't. It should be a thing that you can start immediately, without much effort. Start with the simplest action that you can take immediately. Okay. The third one is set your environment up for success. So what does this mean? I took the example that you want to sleep at 10 p.m. every day. So the environment that you have to develop is, you can switch off your television, you can switch off your laptop, whatever the things, at least 1 hour before your sleep time, that is 10 p.m. By 9 p.m. you can finish all your work, you can switch off your computer, you can switch off your television, you can switch off your mobile, and you can set up your environment in order to make that action or develop that action into a habit. The fourth fact, remove the barriers around doing it. Okay, if something is disturbing you, if something is disturbing you from building that habit, you have to remove that barrier from your life. It can be a mobile phone. For example, if your mobile phone is always giving some notifications and you're popping up some messages, make sure that you silent it. You put it on silent, right? So that barrier is removed from creating that particular habit, right? The next thing is the fifth one. Do it despite the mental resistance. I'll tell you, whenever you want to succeed in your life, whenever you want to implement a good habit in your life, by nature, right, your mind says do not. It resists. Your mind will not. Your mind always loves to stay in a comfort zone, right? Where in order to become successful, you have to get off this comfort zone. So your mind will always resist. So no matter what resistance comes, but you should have the willpower. No, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going, no matter what happened, despite of the mental resistance, I'm going to continue this, right? So in each day, you are developing one new habit, one new action, and that gradually under consistent repetition, that will become as a habit. The sixth one is acknowledge yourself for doing it, where many people do not do that. For example, you do it today. Yes, you acknowledge yourself. Yes, I achieved it, right? I was able to do it. Okay. Tomorrow you do the same action. Yes, I did it. I did it for 2 consecutive days. Then that gives you the motivation to keep on moving for minimum 66 days, approximately 2 months, where it can automatically convert into a habit. The seventh point is notice the positive changes happening. Now you can see in this image, you can see there are 3 images of a lady, right? So where at the first image you can see a bulk lady, and next you can see middle one, she has reduced her weight. Third one, she has achieved her goal of reducing the weight, burning her fat. So this is also one target, one habit that you can develop, exercising consistently in order to bring that shape that you require. So if you are noticing a positive change, for example, just think a person requires to reduce that person's weight. Now after 5 days, you see there is a weight reduction, right? You have to notice that. You have to always give out the positive vibes. Okay, you always give this. Okay, you notice the positive changes that are happening. You appreciate, you acknowledge yourself. That will give you a motivation to continue that action. Understood? Next one, have a game plan for when you slip up. You have to understand this, that many of us, they will not be able to stick to a particular plan at the first stage, at the initial stage. You will continue for about a week, and after that you will slip off. Sometimes we'll take the same example. You want to sleep at 10 p.m. but for 5 days you sleep, and the sixth day your friends call and you want to chill out. Okay, you go out and you chill with them, and you come home at 1 a.m. so that you skip that day. So what happens is that is not a consistent behavior. So you have to have a proper game plan if you want to achieve this target of building good habits. Okay, have a game plan. For example, if you feel that your friends might distract you from this, okay, you have to notify them, tell them, or you build up some excuse where you're not going to go out with them. So you have to make a commitment. You have to come out of the comfort zone. While staying in a comfort zone, you will never be able to succeed in your life. Make that as a pledge that you're not going to stay in your comfort zone. Next is practice until it's easy, then pick a new habit. So this is where you have to understand how you have to build up your habits. The last point is a crucial point. You have to practice the first habit that you already started in order to take up the second habit. So do not develop 5, 6, 7 habits at a stretch where you're not going to achieve anything in your life. Okay, so this is the basic thing that I really wanted to explain you all, and I do have another chart to share with you all. So hope this is visible to you all. Is it visible to you all? Could you all see a graph?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you can see in this graph there are 2 lines drawn, A and B, and you can see the vertical, the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay, so you can see the vertical line, which is the motivation line, right? And you can see the left, there are A and B. Sorry, in the right it's mentioned as A and B. So A is equal to hard, inconsistent habit. So in order to achieve, or in order to gain a hard, inconsistent habit, you need a high amount of motivation. That is what is said. That is what is said in this particular graph. Okay. So the next thing is you have the second graph, which is B, easy, consistent habit. So that requires a minimum amount of motivation as per the graph. You can see here. But majority of us, 70 to 90% of the people, right, as per the graph, is in this B position, right, where they do not require motivation, they do not accept motivation, they are in the easy, consistent habit. Easy, consistent habit means, as soon as they wake up, they take their mobile phone, they just browse through their social media, and they don't bother because that has become their habit. Okay, there are some people, they as soon as they come off their work, they switch on the television and they stick to that. That is easy, consistent habit. So that it's very difficult to remove that habit from their lifestyle because they have already been used to that. So that requires no motivation. In order for you to develop easy, consistent habit, it requires no motivation. But if you want to develop hard, inconsistent habit, yes, you require a considerable amount of motivation. Understood? So this is what you have to understand. If you want to develop better habits, if you have a great interest and eager to become successful in your life, it's not about making money. Understand, success is not making money. Success is where you have a peace of mind. It's no point having millions of dollars in your bank if you do not have a peaceful mind, if you do not have the ability to sleep peacefully. I have seen people who have succeeded in their life, like as soon as you look at them, you feel to be like them. But actually, when you go and talk to them, right, they say, even though I have money, I don't have a peaceful sleep. So these people, actually, we cannot categorize them as successful. Yes, they are succeeded in their earnings. They are financially stable. But the real success, as per my belief, is a successful person who has a peaceful mindset and the ability to sleep peacefully at night. This person is a successful person, right? So if you have a particular, if you have an aim of becoming successful, it can be no matter from which area you come, no matter from which background you are, right? No matter in which state you are right now, It's right time for you to change. This is time for you to change. You don't need actually a particular time, a date, and you don't need an auspicious time for you to change yourself. It's this moment, this second, that you pledge yourself that I'm going to change right now. Remember always, I repeatedly say, so if you want to become successful, develop successful habits. Without successful habits, no person can become successful. That is the thing, simple thing that I need to make you all understand. Let me share just one more slide with you. As you can see, right, if you want to develop a big habit, always have have the power to break down that big habit into small habits, right? It applies similar to a goal. If you want to achieve a big goal, always remember, go back, connect the dots backwards, right? For example, you want to become a doctor. If a person wants to become a doctor, or if a person wants to become a successful entrepreneur, so what that person needs to do is he has to connect the dots backwards, right? Your main target is to become a successful entrepreneur. So you go backwards. What is the next step that I have to do? You have to start with the scratch, right? You start from the bottom part. Okay, I have to do this step. So what matters is doing one step at a time consistently if you want to achieve that big goal. Similarly, if you want to achieve a big habit, if you want to develop a big habit in your lifestyle, always remember it should happen only by developing small habits every day, right? You can start with anything. Always remember, I repeatedly say, successful people are from successful habits. There's no magic here. There is no rocket science here. It's only where you understand which habit suits you the most, right? There might be people always using their mobile, so they have developed that habit. So there might be people always they want to eat, they have developed that habit. No matter what happens, no matter how bulk they are, there might be people who are obese. Obese means they are overweight, right? People who are overweight. So these people actually, even though they are overweight, they know that this is actually a bad lifestyle, but even that they keep on eating. Why? Because they have developed the bad habits, right? Always remember, your mind is something which accepts bad habits very faster. It doesn't want to go out of the comfort zone. It wants to sit and lay in the comfort zone so that it can develop the bad habits faster. It's very comfortable in that. So you have to get out of this comfort zone. For that, you have to make a huge effort. Right? You have to make a huge effort. You have to come out of the resistance. Your mind will say no. You have to say, yes, I'm going to break this resistance. I'm going to break this barrier. I'm going to come out of this particular situation. I'm going to develop these big good habits, better habits in my life. So you always, in order for you to, what is the motivation behind this? In order for you to develop better habits, what should motivate you? That is the question. Because don't expect anyone else, a third person, to come and motivate you. Okay, you have to develop this habit. No one is going to do that for you. You yourself have to do it for yourself. Okay, so always remember, if you want to develop better habits, right, motivate yourself. I'll tell you a simple method how you can motivate yourself. You dream, you imagine, right, you visualize. If you develop this habit, what are the benefits that you are going to get? Develop that. Feed that better vibe into your mind, the good vibe into your mind. Okay, if I am developing this habit, what is the benefit that I'm going to get? It's very simple, right? For example, the first example I'll take, you want to become slim, you want to lose your weight, reduce your weight, you want to shape up, right? So you can visualize yourself that if I reduce my weight, if I reduce my bulk, what happens? I will be able to, I'll be very comfortable, right? I'll be very good looking, right? I will satisfy, there will be a good self-esteem, right? I'll be happy about myself. Visualize that. In order to achieve a goal, always remember, visualization is very much important. So in today's session, my main giveaway is that develop good habits in order to succeed in your life. So if you want, I don't want to give this message to people who have no vision, who have no target in their life, who has no goal set in their life, right? So I want this message to go to the people who have really who have a commitment, that who really want to change their life, right? People who really want to develop good habits and succeed in their life. And always remember, right? All of you all, right? Remember that a habit, an action cannot be converted to a habit overnight. And a person, right, cannot become successful overnight. And there are no shortcuts for successful. To become successful, there are no shortcuts. So remember, team, remember all of you, that this particular session, right, it's a simple session, it's a small session, but I believe that this session can take you on to the next level. For the people who dream big, I'm giving this motivation, I'm giving this message for the people who have the ability to dream big, not for the people who have a narrow mind. For the people who have a broad mind, right, who has the focus, who who has the willpower to change themselves, who has the attitude, the intention of becoming successful, right? This message is for them, not for the people who just want to listen to this as a story or as a common webinar which is available on social media, right? So this will be, I hope that you all have taken some message from this, some sort of a positive benefit from this, right? And I would I just want to ask someone the comments, the suggestions on this webinar, so that it will be helpful for me, right, in order to deliver during my next webinar. So I just want some one of you all to come forward and give your ideas, give your suggestions, give your takeaways from this particular session. So anyone randomly, you can switch on your video and you can speak out. Please.
Yeah, actually, it is a good takeaway. Yeah, myself, Krishna Kumar, before speaking. Okay,
Yes.
it's a good takeaway, and all the suggestions are very much valuable to us. Actually, one clarification I need. Actually, the building this habit for 66 days. What if we fall in the middle? What if we fail in the middle? How can we regularize ourselves and continue in the track?
Exactly, it's a good question. Actually, Krishna Kumar, yes. So what we have to understand here is it's a consistent action. For example, you go for 7 days and you skip the 8th day. What happens is you have to again start from the beginning, because your mind will resist. So in order to program your mind, for example, you do for 7 days, 8th day you skip, and again you start from the beginning. So when you do for 1 or 2 times, your mind will accept, okay, he is not a person to give up. He's not a person to give up. So your mind will change its attitude towards that. So you will be able to do it. That is the reason, only 5% of the entire population is successful. If this process was easy, right, 100% of the people will be successful. That is the reason, because this building up better habits and succeeding in your life is not an easy process. It's very tough. It takes consistency. It takes a lot of effort in order to build a habit and in order to develop good habits and succeed in your life. So if you fail in between, if you're unable to do this for 66 days, in between, if you stop, you have to continue from the beginning in order to develop that habit. Okay, hope I answered that question. And Madam Pramila, is it possible for you to give your takeaway and a comment?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
Sorry, sir. Actually, my net got disconnected, I think. I just heard my name, that's it.
All right, okay. Yes. Saleha? What is your takeaway, and can you just give your suggestion?
Yes, sir. It was a very good suggestion, and it was a refreshed idea, which I was keep on motivating myself for so many things, like in my daily activity, routine life,
Very,
like reading habit,
very
to
good. Yeah.
exercising. So this idea this idea always I had in my mind, but when I attended this session, it got refreshed. Like, yes, I got motivated. Really, I got motivated. So I was exercising every day to keep myself fit and fine. It's not because I want to look good. Yes, of course, it is. But in order to keep myself healthy. But it was not happening since many days. But I was not getting an idea where to connect, like how to do it.
Exactly.
I used to do before, but I lost somewhere. Like I was not getting proper time or something. Like I was not getting a motivation or something. So with this session, I really got helpful. It was a good suggestion and motivation even for me. So I can start up. Inshallah, I'll try to do it as much I can so that I can again start my routine life in such a way that I should be fit and fine and active all the time. So thank you so much. It
Thank
was
you very
a
much, ma'am.
wonderful
Thank you
session,
very much
even
for a
though
valuable comment. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Thank you.
So actually,
Right.
yes, I have given you the information through your inbox. I have just inboxed the WhatsApp number where you all have to connect through in order to receive your e-certificates. So for the participation we'll be giving, and also once you connect through WhatsApp, we will give you more information where you can be connected with us, and we will be having on and off. We'll be having a particular motivational session of which is not exceeding more than 20-30 minutes. You can join that motivation session. Sometimes we are planning to do it on a regular basis, daily, right? For starting from today, we can start it daily, because allocating 20 or 30 minutes for a day is not a waste of time. So we as a team, we can develop and we can motivate ourselves, because motivation is something like bathing, where you have to do it regularly. It's not something where none of us will bathe once a month, none of us will bathe once a week. We bathe regularly. So it's something like that. Motivation is something where you have to regularly do. So my intention is to start this regularly very soon, so that all of y'all can get connected. So we have a WhatsApp group which is completely for free. You all can join and you all can share your thoughts. It's something where we all have to have a win-win situation. We all should get benefited. We all should grow. We all should grow as a team. Understood? So I have inboxed the the WhatsApp number that you'll have to connect in order to receive your e-certificate. Once each session is completed, you'll be receiving an e-certificate through your email, mentioning all the details of the seminar, the webinar that we attended, and the benefits of it. So which will be helpful even in your future career. So I just want to thank all of y'all who participated, who allocated your valuable, precious time for me and for this webinar. And I wish all of you all the very best and hope you all benefit from this webinar, and stay connected with us so that you all can join in all our upcoming webinar sessions. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all of you all for your valuable time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.